I'm concerned about technology and what it's doing to young people, especially young girls. But, I think, and I say that only because of knowing that like social media, just talking to so many experts on it, it's like the impact it's had on all of humanity, but especially girls, is really significant.
Yeah, it is. And I'm so, so, so glad I did not grow up with social media.
Oh my
I'm
God,
so
me
glad
too.
I grew up in a time where there was call waiting and cords on a
Call
phone
waiting, yeah.
and DVDs and VCRs and all those things, because I already struggled so much. And if there had been social media, it would have been even worse. So
I couldn't even imagine. Like,
oh,
I'm the same as you. Our first computer was like when I was in my teens, and
yeah,
that was just for homework. Like, you weren't
yeah,
surfing any web. You were on dial up, you know.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm concerned about it as a parent, and I'm concerned about it as someone who just loves humanity. And I look to the iGen or the younger millennials. The fact that so many of them want to be influencers tells me a couple things. One, our priorities, like as a society, have gotten askew. The fact that we, pay influencers and, even athletes these extraordinarily high salaries, and teachers get nothing.
That's just a mind fuck, right? Like, what's going to have the greatest impact on a child? Teacher, 100%.
Exactly. Second to a parent, yes. And if teachers were celebrated that way, then more would say they want to be a teacher. But what it shows me is that, when somebody wants to be an influencer and somebody wants to have like that kind of power, there's something off with their sense of self. And, this goes back to parenting. And again, I am someone who is, 20 years deep in personal transformation, and I'm still getting support in my parenting because it is hard. It is really hard. And this is why I'm so glad I'm a parent later in life, because I know a lot more. Like, I know so much more about how to make Athena feel safe, how to be consistent, how to create an environment for her. And, I know for me, things are going to get easier when she can talk and interact, because
Yeah.
that's more my jam, is like talking humans, not
Not just
baby humans.
screeching, pooping humans.
Yeah, exactly. I become excellent at changing diapers, though. I'm very, very good
Are
and
you
fast.
good? Are you
Good
good?
in the dark.
I
Yeah.
still have yet to change one in my life, so it's about to happen.
You'll be fine. Steph could barely hold the baby or change a diaper, and when it's yours, you just get it. You just get it. But I look to, what is making these people say they want to be influencers, and there's something missing. There's something missing in their sense of self, in their sense of feeling like they matter, their sense of safety in the world, because at that young age, we only want to have power over others or influence over others if in some way in our life we don't feel empowered.
Mm.
So how do we start to raise really empowered, confident kids so that they're more interested in making impact, or they're more interested in doing something that they love? Because I think it's great to say, I want to make impact in the world. I also think it's amazing to say, I love music. It just lights me up and I want to do something in music. I think too, because social media and TV and media has just become such a huge part of our world, we've missed out on music and gardening and dance and like all these other
Play, like
things.
all the out. Yeah.
Play, yeah, that kids can be interested in, and they're just spending so much time on their phone. It's easy for me to say I have a 9-month-old, so I don't have to deal with like screen time or anything like that. We can't be lazy parents and just like let our kids have the screen or the social media or whatever too early, so that they, don't really find their way to their natural gifts. Because what I'm seeing is that kids too soon are getting into video games and social media and the phones and the TV, and they're missing this sweet spot to start to explore their natural gift. Because the more you're on one of these, the more you're going to be disconnected from like the natural expression of your gifts. And I think we all are born with them, whatever they are. And so, again, I don't have like an answer right now, other than, it's so important for me. One of the biggest pieces of my mission, especially since Athena has been born, is to help people be better parents, both to themselves, their own inner child, and to their children. because I don't think things will change until parenting changes, until community changes. Like, I love that I live in Austin and we have a lot of friends who have kids, and we're around a lot of other parents, and we have a lot of people in our life. My family's here too, because I don't want to be the only influencer on Athena. I want her to be around other adults and see that, and have the expression, be able to look for her interests. But I just think this whole, like, it's the popularity thing that all of us can think back to in middle school and high school, and just how plaguing that was to want, are you the cool kid? Are you not the cool kid? Like, do you fit in? Do you not? And, my desire to prove something in Hollywood was my way of saying I want to be an influencer. There just wasn't that word at the time. So I think that's another reason it hits home for me, is because I can so relate to it. I can so relate to it. But if I had really back then, really known how to find my way, and if I'd been taught to, find my own unique way versus trying to fit in, because the way I tried to survive middle school and high school was to fit in. I thought, if I can blend and I can be like other people, then maybe I'll be liked and accepted. Whereas, like, looking back, if I had been really empowered to just be me and learn how to not care so much what other people think, I don't know that I would have had such a strong desire to have to prove myself to the world.